guys, this is Mega881000 again, and I welcome you to a fourth update about Bandai Tamashii Nations S.H.Figuarts Alphamon Ouryuken Premium Color Edition. The last update video was about the content of this official product information stream by Bandai, and mainly about the content of this interview about this new upcoming figure of Alphamon Ouryuken Premium Color Edition. And for those of you who are watched the last update video about, you know what I'm speaking about now. For those of you who shouldn't have seen this third update video yet, I have linked it again in the video description down below. In this third update video I also spoke briefly about the fact that in addition to the interview, there was this official promotion informations update by Bandai Tamashii Nations on this Tamashii blog page, as they done for Figuarts Alphamon Premium Color Edition figure a few months ago. Unfortunately, I couldn't tell you anything about the content of this official promotion update because, unlike the Omegamon update, the informations for the Alphamon figure not getting translated into English by the automatic machine translation function of this page, because I don't speak Japanese. But I promised you, as soon as the automatic translation will be there, I will do another update about this again. But nothing has changed for now about these two mentioned facts actually yet, and I'm also beginning to believe more and more that this time the automatic translation function for this official promotion update, excuse me please, will not longer come. But thanks to the YouTube member named S.H.Figuarts, with whom I had and have a little private conversation about the new Alphamon Ouryuken Premium Color Edition figure for several weeks now, I can now luckily present you a translation of this official promotion update with this video here, because S.H.Figuarts was so friendly and translated the Japanese update completely into English for me on request. So special thanks that this video could become reality and happen, especially going out to S.H.Figuarts and less to me this time. Because without his translation from Japanese into English, that wouldn't have been possible, which is logical, or isn't it, folks? So at this point, a big thanks shout out goes to S.H.Figuarts for this quick translation. Or should I rather say, domo arigato, S.H.Figuarts. And now I am not going to keep talking about the Bosch, and we are going straight into this promotion update and the informations of it about S.H.Figuarts Alphamon Ouryuken Premium Color Edition. About this first picture from the update with the cool Japanese writing all across the picture, S.H.Figuarts said the following to me. If the letters are written vertically, they are read from right to left, so the longer Japanese writings on the right means to prevent the crisis in the digital world. Or maybe the Digi world for us. And the shorter writings on the left means lone warrior. The next picture is basically his profile or character bio etc. and looks similar to Omegamon's update a few months ago. So that because it's looking so similar to this again, I could already guess something like this. In addition, a scene from the fully CGI animated X-Evolution Digimon movie from back then is described as well. And the following is written there. It is an ultimate, or for us, mega holy knight Digimon of the Royal Knights. When Dorumon is attacked unilaterally by Omegamon, in the movie he evolves to Alphamon. He is called the Lone Warrior or Lord of the Empty Seat. Since it doesn't appear often, it is said to be a Digimon that only exists in mythology, using both his hands in a battle to deploy the magic circle of Digimoji for attack and defense. By the way, Digimoji are the characters that can be found on the Digivices or Omegamon's Grey Sword. For example, until now I had always referred to them as Digimon characters or Digimon symbols or Digimon writings in my other videos before, because I didn't know it any better, which according to the official definition isn't so wrong either, but the original or official term for these Digimon writings is Digimoji, which, by the way, Seto Kaiba also explained to me, and he meant that it was translated as Digicode in our dubbed versions, what you can read and what is also true. His special moves are the Sacred Sword, Grand Alpha and Digitalize of Soul. The biggest feature of Ouryuken is Ouryumon, which it is said has undergone a miraculous evolution and has turned into a sword. At the end of the movie, Alphamon impales both himself and Death Axmon with the Ouryuken, as Death Axmon is his shadow. So much for this picture with the character bio. Then below we have this next picture with the point coloring, and the following was written below it. Metallic black color with a two-color composition of black and gold, which is the characteristic for Alphamon. As you can see, the original texts and descriptions are only short descriptions or kinda notes, and we already know most of it from the interview, where it was discussed in much more detail about this all. Actually, I am surprised that this black pearl color wasn't mentioned for this here. But as I said, through that interview we actually already know a lot more about it. Anyway, we continue with the next picture and the first two images below the point action and option. This first picture just says includes Ouryuken. Below the second picture just says translucent wings can be attached and detached. Yes, that was also already mentioned in that interview, but to call this as attachable and detachable is not necessarily correct, or rather wrong formulated and described. Please don't get me wrong now at this point. Yes, of course you can adjust and change the figure, as you can see in the pictures, in terms of the desired representation and settings, as it was also described in the interview. That means you can display the figure as the normal Alphamon with the normal wing ports on it, like the Alphamon figure version from 2015 was, or display the figure with the wing ports with the translucent extended wings on it, in connection with using the Ouryuken blade as the full Alphamon Ouryuken. However, the attach and detach system will work differently than you would assume from the description. And the new translucent wing ports are not on the normal wings or on the wings with the same mold from the 2015 Alphamon figure, simply attachable or detachable, like you also can see in this left picture here. I suspect that very strongly because it just looks like that, and therefore it is not possible because of the way how the mold of the normal wings is designed. This also is evident from the later list of contents that you have extra option ports for it. In short, we just get 2 extra pairs of wings. This one pair of wings from the picture on the left for displaying the normal Alphamon form, and the new ones with the extended translucent molded on wings. here in the right picture for displaying the full Alphamon Ouryuken in connection with the Ouryuken sword. And if you compare the two molds of the wings in the two pictures, you can see differences in each case. So I suspected that from the beginning that the translucent wing ports cannot simply be attached to the normal wings mold from back then. And I also have the 2015 Alphamon figures, so I'll be able to compare this even better with the pictures here. In order to distinguish them from now on, I will refer to the normal wings in the left picture as thrusters, because Bandai Tamashii themselves officially called them thrusters in the later contents list. And now compare the design and the details of the thrusters from the right and left picture here. And look a little more closely and you will also see the following yourself. The first thing which is very obvious in the right picture are the three more extended or larger golden details on the top. On the rear sections of the thrusters and especially on the lower section of the thrusters, there are many more of such golden details protruding down next to the base where the translucent wings molded on, which the mold of the normal thrusters in the left picture did not have there. Furthermore, I don't see any room for a fold out function or a snapping out function, especially not for the three larger golden details on the upper sections of the thrusters. Also that you not have any removable parts on the thrusters in order to be able to attach the other golden details, because in terms of the mold, these are just exactly the same thrusters molded the same way like they had them designed for the 2015 version, and everything looks very coherent. How I said, those in the left picture are exactly the same mold for the thrusters of the 2015 figure version. And in the left picture you magically have all these extended golden details on the thrusters on them? No, that's impossible. In short, we get a pair of the 2015 version's normal shaped and molded thrusters for attaching when he is the normal Alphamon, and an additional pair of remolded thrusters with all the newly molded extended golden details on them and the new extended translucent wings, which makes the figure to the full Alphamon Ouryuken in connection with the Ouryuken sword. That also makes a lot of sense and was an easier way for Bandai to implement it, which also will make the converting less complicated as well. Because the thrusters of the 2015 Alphamon figure were packed single and separated from the figure itself, and you had to attach them yourself onto the connections. As I said, to design it this way just makes sense. Or made sense. But enough now about that, and we're coming to this third double picture here, where they written following below. Includes a glossy cloth cape with 4 wires, achieves any movement according to the action poses. As mentioned in the interview, this is a different design for Alphamon's cape, again compared to Omegamon Premium Color Edition's cape, at least in terms of the texture of the materials they used for both. I just can't wait for both new figures. Yeah. Below the fourth picture here was simply written that it also includes his sacred sword Grand Alpha, which by the way is a very nice. The fact is very nice that it is also included, and so that you can also give the normal Alphamon a weapon in his hands. Really cool, isn't it? And Grand Alpha also looks great implementation-wise, or what do you think? And for the 5th picture here, they just written below that he can hold his Ouryuken sword with both hands. Well, that's nothing new, because the Alphamon figure from 2015 could already do that as well, but yeah, it was mentioned here again for the sake of completeness. The complete content of the package got also listed down below, which would be the figure, option hand ports, 2 left and 3 right, cape with integrated wires, Ouryuken blade, Ouryuken handle, sacred sword Grand Alpha, thrusters with wing effects, left and right, and the 2 optional thruster ports, of which I spoken about detailed before, and a dedicated pedestal set or stand base. At the end of the day, here with Alphamon Ouryuken Premium Color Edition, we getting even more than with the Omegamon Premium Color Edition figure and more new molded parts, so you could see it as actually 2 figure versions in one, besides in quotation marks only a new coloring, a new movable cloth cape and an improved stand base. Which is very great, or doesn't it? This makes the new Alphamon figure even less an exact repaint of the 2015 version than Omegamon Premium Color Edition is for me personally. As a result, Alphamon Ouryuken Premium Color Edition is also more expensive than the new Omegamon, but I think the higher price for all the new accessories that we get extra for Alphamon almost justifies this. I mean, the opinions about the prices can be different, but for me, I think it's still almost okay. Something else about Alphamon's holy sword, Grand Alpha, and the term in general. The official spelling is more Grand Alpha, which I found, but Seto Kaiba also told me that if he translated it directly from Japanese into English, it would be translated as Grand Alpha rather than Grand Alpha. But I think the Grand Alpha also looks or sounds nicer, and it is already foreseeable from which English word the Grand in Grand Alpha was derived. Yes, right. That is derived from Grand, for sure, and therefore Grand Alpha simply makes more sense. Or what do you mean? Yeah, so much for that, because I called it Grand Alpha in the recent update videos before, because I didn't know it better. Yeah. And at this point we are at the end of the more detailed update video for the upcoming Figuarts Alphamon Ouryuken Premium Color Edition figure again. At this point, a big thanks shout out goes to Seto Kaiba again, who made this video even possible in the first place. As I said and already mentioned at the beginning, we had a very intensive conversation about a new Alphamon Ouryuken figure and some general things about Alphamon, and at some point Seto Kaiba mentioned that he is half American and half Japanese and therefore speaks both languages fluently. That's why I asked him immediately and quite blatantly if it would be possible to translate this promotion update from the Tamashii blog page into English. And to my and now your pleasure, he did so without any further questions and immediately with the next answer, just because. So thank him for that, otherwise I wouldn't have been able to make this video at all. I hope it was a bit interesting for you too. If so, please give me a thumbs up for it and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching and goodbye. Happy Easter and see you next video. Your Mega 88 1000.